A dozen Bryan police officers combed the scene early this morning, looking for fingerprints, footprints, any piece of evidence that might lead them to a suspect. Detectives found trails of blood on both sides of the apartment building, but officers say so far they have very few clues in the capital murder case.
The only bit of evidence at this point that is real helpful is the fact that our canine dog found a knife across the street, and hopefully that will be able to tie back in and may give us some leads.
Police say sometime between 8:30 and 10:40 last night, Bryan residents Martin Razzo of 308C Ehlinger and Enrique Calderon Godoy of 1550A Mockingbird Street were apparently stabbed in Razzo's apartment. Officers found one of the men lying on his back just inside the front door and the other man lying on his side in the kitchen. Both men had numerous stab wounds and blood stained the walls of the apartment.
At this point, we have several detectives that are running down what leads they were able to obtain last night. I'm not free to release any suspect information at this time. What we would hope for is that anyone that was in the area or knows these people or knows anything that might be pertinent to the case and might help with our investigation, if they'd call us at the police department and give us that information, it might help us bring a conclusion to the case a lot sooner.
Hey everybody, thanks for joining us. We begin tonight with an update you'll see only here on KBTX about a homicide investigation more than 30 years ago.
2 men were brutally stabbed to death in Bryan, and now 3 decades later, their co-worker is in jail and charged with murder.
We have confirmed that 52-year-old Kevin Thomas was arrested today by Bryan police. Police say DNA technology helped detectives link Thomas to the crime scene. Now, this is video from that crime scene on June 23rd, 1989. It was a Friday night on Ehlinger Drive. Bryan police say 38-year-old Martin Razzo was stabbed more than 40 times. 26-year-old Enrique Godoy was stabbed nearly 24 times. Nobody was ever arrested for their murders until DNA technology matched blood collected at the scene with Thomas. Thomas worked with the men at a landscaping business in College Station. And police say DNA found on the knife that was used in the murders matched both Thomas and Razzo. So Thomas is now charged with Razzo's murder. He's in jail tonight with a $300,000 bond. As far as a motive and why the men were killed, that's still not known. We have more details on how police cracked this cold case. You can read my story online now at kbtx.com.